Traditional Elementary School, adjoining Queen's University campus, is located on 10 acres of land in the southeastern section of Charlotte, North Carolina, at 2132 Radcliffe Avenue. The school opened in September 1928 as Myers Park Elementary with 16 rooms. Ms. Billy Choate served as principal and sixth grade teacher for 1 year and was followed by Ms. Florence Jamison, who served from 1929 until 1958. During Ms. Jamison's administration, a cafeteria and an auditorium were completed in 1949. 4 additional classrooms were completed in 1954. Mr. James Suber became principal in 1958 to June 1964. During his administration, the one-room office was enlarged. Mr. Ben Carson became principal in 1964. He was followed by Mrs. Deanie L. Kroll in 1966 and Mr. Robert Thomas Goforth in 1967. During Mr. Goforth's administration, the auditorium was remodeled into a multi-purpose room. The library was moved from the second floor to the first floor and was enlarged into what was considered at that time a modern media center.
In late 1973, a group of parents from Myers Park Elementary School became interested in the traditional concept of education, which is being advocated by a group of citizens in the community. The traditional concept was established after a group of parents argued before the school board that if additional optional open schools are permitted, experiments in the traditional academic approach should also be permitted. The County Board of Education granted the request on May 14, 1974, and the parents who signed the petition for the school had the first option for enrolling their children. It is believed to be the first, or at least one of the first in North Carolina to be specifically designed as a traditional school. Mr. Lewis Walker was the first principal under the traditional model. A total of 1,110 pupils had been signed for enrollment in Myers Park by July 23, 1974. When officials stopped receiving applications, since was more than twice number the building would accommodate. In addition, the principal, Walker, staff, including 19 teachers, a librarian, an administrative assistant, and 2 aides for the kindergarten. Students were chosen by lottery with racial balance and mirror the balance of the county. Myers Park Traditional was focus of an article on May 1975 edition of Slate magazine. The article was titled "The Strange New Ways of Myers Park," a Charlotte school which had attracted national attention by proving the traditional concept still works. In the article, Principal Lewis Walker states, basically to get back to trying to put a little academic excellence in the school by putting a lot more of the school day on basic subjects like reading, math, science, and spelling. On May 6, 1976, a group of students and teachers celebrated the bicentennial around a hole dug in the front lawn of Myers Park Traditional. In honor of our country's history, students buried a time capsule containing items relevant to their world. Students studied historical components of the country, created timelines, and learned how to preserve items for posterity. Tapes, pictures, articles, and other items were buried by wide-eyed children who saw the future as something very distant.
Dr. Nancy Golston became principal in December of 1985. During her administration, the teacher's lounge was moved to the room adjacent to the principal's office. The former health room became an entranceway and office for the administrative assistant. A classroom on the first floor was converted to the computer laboratory with 15 computers. The ground floor lounge became the office for the assistant principal of instruction. Another room was converted into an office for the Student Service Specialist. English as a Second Language, or ESL, was also located on the ground floor, were added to accommodate the 5th and 6th grade students. To enhance the physical education of these students, a fitness center was purchased for the playground. The PTA provided ceiling fans for the classrooms. The fans were installed in 1987. Mrs. Mary Arden Harris became principal in August of 1987. Under her administration, the school interior was redecorated. In addition, an improved telephone system was installed. Mrs. Lois Lee served as principal from 1990 to 2004. Our school song was written by music teacher Margaret Wood and the 6th grade students in the early 90s. 6th grade was moved to middle school in 1997. Our school was used on Saturdays by the Japanese Association School. Students were instructed in Japanese and learned cultural history. The 20th anniversary of being a traditional school was commemorated with a mural on the first floor hallway. Students were treated to new playground equipment by the PTA, along with closed-circuit TV for our announcements. WMPT was born. On Sunday, May 6, 2001, more than 250 students, teachers, former students, and other visitors gathered on the front lawn for the excavation of the Times Square. Radio cameras rolled, cameras flashed, and teachers who hadn't seen each other in a quarter century embraced. After a series of speeches, the backhoe finally unearthed a red, white, and blue infant's coffin. The school had wanted a durable and waterproof container, and the ground staff pried it open. The first thing they pulled out and unrolled was a giant water-stained poster, colored with crayons and labeled living things. Water had seeped into the waterproof box, ruining some photographs and cassette tapes inside, but there was still plenty to keep the former students and teachers, as well as current ones, interested. Some items offered a look back of official history: a Charlotte City Key, the school handbook, a scrapbook of the 1976 Olympics, and a copy of the Charlotte Observer from that day. But the most fun were the predictions and the hopes articulated in looping cursive by students.
The school underwent a complete renovation during Principal Lois Lee's tenure. The entire school relocated to now empty Old Satchfield Elementary School in 2002 for the next year while the renovations were completed. A wing was added that included new kindergarten, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade classrooms, space for music, art, and a computer lab, a new gym, and an office suite, and a complete new 2-story entrance. The new wing also included a black box theater for Queen's University. The old gym was renovated into the present-day media center, and the old classrooms were redesigned to address modern-day instructions while keeping the beautiful closet doors and the terrazzo floors. The newly renovated Mers Park Traditional Elementary building was dedicated on January 11, 2004. Leslie retired in 2004, and Miss Patty Johnson served as principal until 2006. In 2005, current students buried a new time capsule to be open in 2030. 5th grade students also painted the eagle and cityscape murals for the new school. Mr. David Gray served as principal for part of 2007, followed by Mr. Paul Bonner. Our school's relationship with Queen's University was strengthened during Mr. Bonner's tenure, providing students with unique experiences. Mr. Lane Price became principal in 2012. In 2013, Mers Park and Elizabeth Traditional Schools decided to pursue becoming the leader in these schools. The leader in me is Franklin Covey's whole school transformation process. It teaches empower based on the idea that every child can be a leader. Content from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a key component of overall leader in me process. The 7 habits focus on the principles of personal and interpersonal effectiveness, such as responsibility, vision, integrity, teamwork, collaboration, and renewal. The Leader in Me is also aligned to many national and state academic standards. The process teaches students the skills needed for academic success in any setting. These skills include critical thinking, goal setting, self-directed learning, making presentations, and ability to work in groups. This year, we welcome our current principal, Ms. Lauren Fowler. Ms. Fowler has put an emphasis, intervention, enrichment, so that instruction is differently to meet all students' needs. Myers Park claims a few well-known graduates such as WBT anchor and reporter Brigida Mack and Olympic medalist Ricky Burns. At MPTS, you will see your students involved in activities that have been traditions for years. The flagpole ceremony, fall family picnic, book fairs, reading celebration day, school performances, jump rope for heart, chess, field trips, spring carnivals, 5th grade parade. Today we celebrate our newest tradition, our 2nd annual Leadership Day. Let us now show you the Leader in Me.